Hello students, I am Professor Monica Prakash from Indian Institute of Tourism and Travel Management, your instructors for this module. Welcome back to the course on Destination Management. We bring this course to you as a part of e-Pathshala initiative of Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India, to make post-graduation education accessible to all. This module is focusing on the study of the global forces and their impacts on the tourist destination. The main objective of this module is to understand the importance of understanding the nature of global forces on the destinations. At the end of this module, one should be able to understand the interrelationship of the global forces and the destination management. This module will also help the readers to understand the ways with the help of which the impacts of the global forces may be managed. This module is also having the examples from the tourist destination, and it is also presenting a real-time picture of the impacts. We all know tourism is a growing industry and is also creating new avenues for the other sectors. Information technology, software engineering, civil engineering, transportation, hotels are some areas which are directly getting the benefits of the tourism. A tourist destination is a combination of many components, and as we know that a tourist destination is incomplete without attractions, supporting services and amenities. People are visiting to a destination to see the tourist attraction, but they also need the other related services in that destination. Understanding a tourist destination is not an easy phenomenon. For this, we need to understand the macro environment of the tourist destination. A tourist destination is influenced by many forces, and their impact on destination decides the future of tourist destination. Few factors that are affecting the destination may be divided into the two categories: the macro environment factors and the micro environment factors. The micro environment factors are those which can be controlled by the destination management organization. But unfortunately, the macro factors are those global forces which cannot be controlled by the destination management, and they are having the maximum impacts on the destination. By understanding the nature of global forces, destination management organizations can prepare their teams to minimize the impact of global forces on the destination. Many tourist attractions throughout the world are having contingency management plan to fill the gap created because of the global forces. Destination experts keeps disaster management teams to tackle any kind of uncertainty in destinations, and the policymakers also keep an eye on their policies to handle global level pressures on the destinations. The impact of the global forces is unavoidable, but the success of destination lies on the time taken by it to overcome the impacts. Many DMOs hire experts from different fields to handle the impacts of the global forces. Some kits of incidents like terror attacks may be avoided if the destinations are having the proper policies to handle them. In other cases, the impact of natural calamities may be reduced if we are developing infrastructure after a very proper research. Sometimes the destination management organizations are learning from the experiences. As we know that after the attack of 9/11, the arrangements made by the US government never gave any space for the repetition of any such incidents. Now let us try to understand the concept of global forces. We all know a destination future depends on various factors, and these factors play a vital role in the destination's management and development. There are various forces which affect the fate of a destination, and these factors cannot be ignored. So it is advisable that a destination management organization should keep a space for global forces impacts and should have a plan to handle the impacts of global forces on the destination. Global forces can have both positive and negative impacts on the destination, and it is hard to predict the level of their impacts on the destination. Tourist destinations are generally facing lots of challenges, and many times they are losing their charm just because of these uncertain global forces. From economic conditions to the epidemic issues in the destination, the tourism destination faces lots of challenges, and they are creating trouble for the destination. which reduces the number of footfalls on the destination. Economic situation at a global level is also having an impact on the destination selection. For example, people visit places where they are getting better value against their currency. Apart from these, there are many other factors which are having an impact on the destination. Global recognition, religious factors and terrorism are having an impact on the destination selections. Many of them are facing challenges because of similar kind of products available in nearby destination. So what are the types of global forces? There are various global forces which are having an impact on the destination, and they are of different types. Many factors are having different levels of impacts, as some of them are having very minute impact on the other side, some are having a major impact on the decisions. The various identified factors which are having an impact on the destinations are as follows. The number 1 being the environmental forces, number 2 the socio-cultural, 3 the political forces, 4 the global image of the destination, and of course 5th is the safety and security. 6th being economic forces, 7th is the accessibility. Now you can have a look at the graphics on your screen. Now what is the impact of global forces on the destination? Global forces, we all know, have both positive, and if they also have the negative impact on the destinations. They are influenced by the changing scenario of the world, and this leads to the origin of factors which may create an impact on the destination. These factors are having impacts on certain segments of the destination, and which eventually influences the mindset of the tourist who is planning to visit that destination. The various impacts of the global forces are as follows. As stated earlier, the first is the environmental factors. These are very strong forces and having the most visual impact on the destination. As a perfect weather in a destination may increase the footfall of the tourist in that destination, but on the other side, the activities like volcanic eruption or sudden increase in the pollution level may reduce the number of tourists visiting a particular destination. Environmental factors can be further divided into 2 categories, one being the natural, the second being the man-made. The natural disasters include landslides, example in hilly areas, extensive snowfall, drought, excessive rains, sudden volcanic eruptions, earthquake, cloudburst, floods, epidemic, hurricanes, cyclones and many more. On the other side, the man-made factors includes chemical and nuclear accidents, fire in forest and in urban areas, increase in pollution levels, overburden on the amenities of the destination, and of course wars. Let us try to explain that with the help of the example. These are the predictions by the environmentalists that at the end of the 21st century, many islands will submerge in water due to merging of the glaciers on ports. This is creating a major threat to island and coastal tourism destinations. Example 2, the Bhuj earthquake. On 26 January 2001, Kutch district of Gujarat faced a massive earthquake, and because of that earthquake, villages of that region turned into debris. Many tourists who were there cancelled their tour and returned back. Neither the tourists nor the service providers ever expected such kind of calamity over there. This results to the drop of tourists in Kutch, and destination was under the state of shock. Example 3, Kedarnath cloudburst tragedy. Uttarakhand is known for its serene beauty and attraction, and this attracts a large number of visitors every year. Beautiful hills, valleys and pilgrimage sites have a pull force which attracts a large number of people for adventure, leisure and pilgrimage purpose. But who can forget it? In 2013, Uttarakhand also faced the cloudburst, and that led to the major devastation in many attractions of Uttarakhand. Around 5,700 people feared death in a Kedarnath tragedy, and due to this, the government stopped Char Dham Yatra for 2 consecutive years for the maintenance purposes. Example 4. During the peak season, many destinations are facing the problem of water crowdedness, which crosses the potential carrying capacity of a destination, eventually harming the system of a destination and the loss of charm of unique selling proposition, leading to the bad experiences among the tourists, which ends up as a negative impact for the destination. The second factor is the socio-cultural factors. The impact of these factors cannot be ignored as they have a direct impact on the destination. The various kinds of social factors are the religious factors. people of different countries are having attraction towards their religious centers across the globe. Like many Hindu religion, people are traveling to Sri Lanka to see Ramayana circuit related places, leading to the increase in the foreign tourist arrivals in Sri Lanka. On the other side, some people avoid or sometimes not permitted to visit certain destinations because of their religion. Example, people from Japan and Sri Lanka are visiting Buddhist sites in India, and mostly they are traveling to the sites of Buddhist interests like monasteries, stupas and other Buddhist circuits related places. Excavation of a site with a religious value may lead to the attraction of tourists at that tourist place. On the other side, the Jews of Israel are facing troubles to travel Islamic countries. The second example is the Muslims are visiting to Mecca and Medina due to religious purpose only, contributing in the economy of the destination. The B are the cultural factors. The desire of all the people throughout the world is to understand the culture of other destination, pushes them to visit certain destination, which is having a positive impact as the visitors contribute in the development of destinations they are visiting. Example can be the tourists are visiting Rajasthan and Gujarat in India, South Africa, Egypt to understand their culture, and the influence tourists also contribute in the local economy by purchasing the handicrafts and the cultural related things. The third factor is the political factor. Now these factors have interrelated impacts which sometimes are direct and sometimes indirect in nature. Political forces lead to outrages within a destination, military coup, unstable government and extensive migration from other countries. On the other hand, the political forces also work in the maintenance of international relations, which helps in the hustle-free movement of tourists. The A can be international relations. Success of a country lies on its relation with the international society. Most tourists are visiting to the countries which are friendly with their home country. The impact of good relations provide positive results to the destination. Tourists are willing to travel to places where they are having a feel of sense of friendliness with the local communities and the host government. Sometimes the rules and regulations regarding the travelling among the friendly countries are lenient, and this supports the movement of tourists among the countries and supports the destination. Several group of countries have common relaxation in the permissions and the visa rules. International relations also change the psychology of people, as tourists are not coming to Kashmir because of a psychological pressure on their minds regarding the safety issues. The global image of a destination. A country or destination is judged by the common public through electronic media, print media and by the social media. The reports about the destination or the country are published by the international bodies, which creates their image among the people throughout the world. Like for example, there were reports about the hike in pollution level of Delhi, which had created a negative impact about the destination among the people. New Delhi is an entry point to the North Indian destinations, and because of this negative impact, people avoided travelling to Delhi. Example 2. Schengen visa allow a traveller to visit 26 countries on a single monument. Out of the 26 countries, 22 are from the European Union and the rest 4 are a part of ETA. Basically, Schengen is a place where 26 countries agree to abolish their internal borders. This helped these countries to receive tourists freely, and this agreement among the 26 countries really helped them to grow trade and tourism. U-Rail Pass is a perfect outcome of this agreement, which allows a traveller to use a common pass in the 28 European countries. The fifth is the safety and security. Safety and security, as we all know, are the important factors which is having an powerful impact on the destination. Higher the level of safety and security, higher will be the footfall of the tourist. Generally, the tourism boards, the government of different countries and embassies of different countries are worried about the security of their citizens. So in the case of any safety and security related issues, they issue a travel advisory. In such cases, the tourists avoid to visit such places where they have some kind of a fear. We all know global terrorism is a major issue nowadays, and it is very tough to handle such a big problem. People are generally avoiding to visit the countries where the conflicts are going on, and it creates a negative image in the minds of the tourist. For example, incident of MH370 and MH17. The unresolved mystery of the MH370 and the crash of MH17 in Ukraine creates a negative impact and the fear factor in the minds of the people planning to visit Malaysia. People started considering Malaysian airline as an unsafe to travel. Example 2. 26/11 attacks of Mumbai is an example for this, where several tourists were killed by the militants, and this results in the cancellation of tours by the tourists, and this incident created a negative image of Mumbai and India in the minds of the foreign tourist. Example 3. Jammu and Kashmir is a state in India and it is known for its beauty. It is also known as the paradise on earth. It was popular among the tourists for its beautiful scenic beauty, valleys, mountains, water resources and culture. And of course cuisines and the pleasant weather as well. During 90s, it was among the top tourist destinations of India. But unfortunately, with the rise in militancy in Kashmir region, local people started migrating to other places and tourists generated a fear to visit this place. Many industries like carpet, transportation, hotels and tourism lost its charm and they started moving towards into darkness. Now people fear to travel to Kashmir and the number of tourists visiting to this place are very less. The sixth factor is the economic environment. We all know that it plays an important role in the development of the destination. The impact of economic environment are playing a crucial role in the success and the failure of a destination. Mostly, the tourist destinations are influenced by the changing economic scenarios, as the world has witnessed that during the time of recession in 2008, many tourist destinations faced troubles because of large number of cancellations. Airlines, hotels and the travel agencies are interdependent and any new kind of economic change may have an impact on all of them. Budget of a country, new tax introduction, recession, travel and trade economical agreements are always having an impact on the destination. Reduction of taxes at times may lead to the increase in demand, but the hike in taxes may lead to the reduced demand. The tourism is a growing industry and have many direct and indirect impacts on the destination and the people who are associated with it. For example, VAT introduction in UAE. Dubai is known for its luxury tourism destination and is also visited by the tourists for the purpose of shopping. After the introduction of VAT, that is the value added tax in UAE from 1st January 2018, the cost of the package of Dubai has been increased and because of that, less people are traveling to UAE. Now, because of this tax, people are now opting for Singapore. The seventh factor is the accessibility. As we all know that the tourism is standing on 4 pillars, which in other words are also known as the 4 A's. One of the important A is the accessibility. People love to travel to those places where they have the accessibility options. Mostly, the destinations which have the maximum accessibility options get more tourists as compared to the places where the accessibility options are less. Globally, many countries are connected through air, sea and by land, which increases options among the countries or the tourists to travel to these places. For example, many hill stations in India are having a perfect destination attractions for the tourists, but due to lack of accessibility options, they cannot be accessed by everyone. Baso Hill is the famous tourist spot near Katwa town of Jammu and Kashmir. It is famous for its beauty, peace, cleanliness, hills, painting, astrology and shawls and Ram Leela. Baso Hill is separated by Punjab and Haryana by river Ravi, Bani and Surkala. Devi temples are the other attractions near the place. Baso Hill, this is just 35 kilometers from the Katwa town, so many people from the plain areas like Jammu cities, districts of Punjab used to visit this town during the summer season. After the construction of the Sagar Dam on the river Ravi, lots of areas got submerged in the artificial lake created because of dam. The distance of Baso Hill increased to 75 kilometers from Katwa town, which was just initially 35 kilometers before the construction of the dam. Now this leads to the rejection of this place by the visitors and people started looking for other options. Local communities started migrating to Katwa town. Example number 2. Cruise is an important emerging option among the tourists to travel to different locations and the other countries. Cruise market is growing like anything and the best way to reach certain coastal destinations. But due to geographical conditions, the coastal lines of certain tourist destinations, they cannot be connected with the big cruises. So students, after going through the modules, it can be assessed that anything happened in any part of the world is having an impact on the footfall of a destination. So this module is giving a holistic image of the global forces and their impacts on the destinations, which can be positive or even be negative and can be mapped based on their nature. This module also provides the suitable example which reflects the impact of the global forces on the destination. So, thanks for being with us during the module. We will meet again for the next module.